Welcome back, everyone. I'm Deborah Gardner with Hospitality Today Live, and we are here on this Thursday, September 23rd, to help launch the first ever International Hospitality Women's Day celebration and a call to action for women around the world in the field of hospitality. And there are so many that we would love to have on this day and show, but we only have so many hours to broadcast this show. But we do hope that you are taking the time to recognize any of your hospitality women that's in your office or your home, or even your friends that you know are in the hospitality business. And we appreciate those that are here that are supporting hospitality women to advance them so that we can really do a great job for all those that we serve, again, around the globe. And today, now, our next guest, along with all the rest of them, I want to introduce to you Ana Paula Hernández. And she is actually the VP and Managing Director for the BCD Latin America Meetings and Events. So Ana is here to represent Mexico. And we're so happy that she is here because I'm talking about a woman, a businesswoman that has been in the business for 2 decades. She is a big, huge industry advocate. And we know that she's held several different leadership positions. She's been awarded the most influential leader in Latin America. And she lives in Mexico City with her husband and 2 little kids, Fran and Anna. And today she's going to talk to you about her experience, her amazing experience in the industry in Mexico, along with the impact and the challenges of the Mexico destination. Also, she's going to share with us how BCD Meetings and Events have overcome and redesigned their offerings as well during this pandemic, and what Anna believes women in hospitality need to know that she wished she'd known a long time ago, and so much more. So don't go away. We'll be right back with Ana Paula Hernández. Well, here we are. Well, we are just continuing this great day of guests. And now we have Ana Paula Hernández. Hi, Ana.
Okay, very nice to be with you today, Deborah. Thanks for the invitation. I'm super happy.
Absolutely. Well, I know you are an advocate in the country of Mexico, and what better person that has been in the industry for so long and for such a prestigious company as well. So we're the one that's really honored to have you here today. And we've got a lot to talk to you about, especially for this particular day. And I know you just had a birthday this month, and so happy birthday. We've got a couple birthday girls going on here. But I'm just curious and I know our viewers are too, can you share with us your journey in the industry, especially in the destination of Mexico?
Yeah, sure. Well, I started working, I was born in Mexico City, but my family and I, we moved to a city in the center of Mexico, in the state of Guanajuato, called León. So that's where I grew up. I started working very young, and I remember I had my first management or leadership position as director of tourism of the city. And it's very funny because I remember getting into my first board meeting and I mean, I was young and the only woman in the room. And this question that has been with me for many, many years after, it's like, oh, nice to see you, Ana. When is your boss coming? And I was like, what do you mean? Well, I've been recently appointed the direct. Oh, sorry. And everybody were excused. So it was a great time. But it was, I do not blame them because it was normal. It's still normal, unfortunately, in Mexico and in other countries of Latin America. I spent there. It was an amazing time. We were able to position the city as one of the top destinations for meetings and events. And that's when I met our friend Eduardo Chaillo. He was starting the Mexico Tourism Office at that time. So he invited me to work for the Mexico Tourism Board at the time. And then I moved to the city. I spent there a few years. And then after that, I joined the Centro City Banamex. It's the largest convention center in Mexico. So I was responsible for the international strategy as international director. And at that time, I was also the president of ICA in Mexico. I think in my beginning, I understand how privileged I was because of my education, several things that probably sometimes you take for granted. So that's when I realized that I needed to give something back to the community. So I became super engaged with all the associations. And I also got real great mentors as Eduardo. He's a great advocate for Mexico, and he's still not living in the city, but I think he's our best promoters. Everywhere he goes, he represents Mexico super well. So, he really does. Then from the convention center, I started the journey at BCD back in 2008. I was responsible for Mexico. It was a great experience. At that time, nobody was thinking on digital and virtual strategies. And then I spent 4 years at American Express. It was also a phenomenal experience. I was responsible for the region. And as of 2019, I returned home to BCD, a company I really like and love. It's just an amazing culture of people. So it's been a great journey. I've been surrounded by extraordinary people. We have also great industry in Mexico. But yeah, it's been interesting, right? Not a common one for a woman in a market or a country like Mexico, where still the presence of women is not that relevant.
Right. And that's what this whole show is about, is to bring that to the surface. But what I love about your background and your experience, a lot of especially newly experienced women in hospitality, or they're interested in coming into the hospitality industry, what they're hearing from you is you're gathering all this experience from whatever company or organization you're working with. And I know a lot of other industries out there are not used to that. They're used to, being loyal and staying with one company or organization, where in the hospitality industry, you're learning and you're growing and you're improving each and every job that you do. And we are, as big as the industry is, it's small. So chances are you're going to be working with somebody that you've met or that you've come across before, right? So it's like, it's okay to, hop around and try something new and different, because we're all one big family. So
absolutely.
I love your background. That is so true, even here in the States. And you talked about BCD, and I know that this past year, of course, in year and a half has been really tough. It's been a big impact on Mexico. As a matter of fact, Mexico generates 1.5% of the country's GDP, which creates millions of jobs in Mexico. And of course, the pandemic really spoiled that. So what are some of the challenges that BCD had to face, and how did they overcome, some of those challenges during this time?
Yeah. I think it's been extremely challenging, not just for BCD, for the entire industry. To your point, this is an industry that not just creates job, but I think we create when we meet. This is the saying of MPI, right? When we meet, we change the world. So we're behind all these experiences. It's about the learning opportunities. So it's been devastating. And we as a company had to act super fast. So the pandemic started in March, and by May, we had to pivot really, really fast our digital and virtual strategy. And it was tough because having these conversations with our clients was like nobody wanted or nobody wanted to change, or we all felt that it was going to last for a few months. And here we are, like 18 months or 19 months since this started, and we still don't know when this is going to be over. So putting in front of them a different way to present and to meet with their clients, with their stakeholders has been a challenge. But I think it's been an interesting journey for everybody. It has put us in a spot where, we're not anymore in our comfort zone. We need to embrace change one more time. But what I can tell you about the Mexican industry is we're a super resilient industry. Maybe this has been the largest crisis, but there have been others like the earthquakes and some others where we have come together. And I think that's the secret, right? As long as we're together as one team, not just BCD, but the entire community, to your point, Deborah, I think we need to support each other. It's a small world, and you never know. And that's the only way we're going to be out of the crisis, right?
Right.
Little by little, we are recovering the numbers. As a company, this line of business, if you will, was able to help us leverage the storm a little bit. And it's amazing the results and the response from the clients.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I totally agree with you on this. And it's interesting throughout the day, all the women that we have been interviewing from Canada to Spain. It's amazing how everyone is facing the same challenges and yet have the same outlook. Because you're absolutely right. We are in this together. We will get out of this together. And it's just, not the waiting game, but at the same time, we got to keep moving forward. There's no doubt. And I would imagine, like we've talked to the other women in the other countries throughout the day, they have family as well. And as much as we know that this industry is a 24/7 type of industry, we have family. So how has that been for you during this kind of time off, and time of grace with your two little kids? What have you been doing, and what's the new perspective there?
I guess my alcohol consumption has been on the rise, right? No, it's been quite a journey. I can tell you that this has been the most demanding job I've ever had. I've been doing first grade again, because homeschool and work, it's hard. I think that what the pandemic has shown, at least for me, and I think I share this with some industry colleagues and also colleagues at BCD, is that at the beginning, it was super stressful. We were all struggling with the same situation, but we couldn't hide it anymore. So at least for me, it was okay. Like whenever and anytime there was a colleague or a peer or somebody in the screen and there was a kid or a dog or someone, we just act normal, right? I think this is giving us the opportunity to really understand that there's not a line, like a clear line between job and your home or your life. It's a mix, and you're juggling in between. So it's been hard, and I support and applaud all the women out there, because it's been really hard. Most of the situations where the job losses has had appear in the world are in the women because they are not able to find the right support. I'm blessed because I have the support. And I think that's the secret. I mean, nobody has a secret recipe, but I think you need your tribe, and your tribe could be your husband, your spouse, your partner, your family, whoever you need in that context, and also to raise your hand. I think it's also important, and that's something that I've learned from other women that are my mentors, is that you need to speak up. Like, who is going to know if companies are run by a man? How are they supposed to know about all these struggles? You need to speak up. You need to propose different stuff. So I think that's the way we can change a little bit. It's not perfect. I cannot say that it's consuming and tiring. Of course, every Friday I feel drained, right? But I know that, like, it's just for today. Everything is going to be fine, and we're gonna get there. We're all struggling the same.
Yeah. I just bet that your kids are just not used to having mommy home all the time.
I know. Yeah.
That was an adjustment for them.
Yeah. Especially the youngest one. I think she's doing better because the majority of her life she's been in lockdown, so she's okay. But my 7-year-old, he's not having a good time. So I am concerned when I have to be on the road again, what's going to happen, because it's like, what? We've been here like all together. So anyways, one day at a time. I think that's another learning, to be flexible and just don't anticipate, because anything could change in the next 24 hours.
And pick your battles, just kind of go with the flow. And
I know.
And I love the golden nuggets you really displayed. Definitely have support, have someone there for you, be flexible, take one day at a time. And that's what you can do, because it's an industry that we have passion for. We love so much. And if anyone's going to understand, our industry is going to understand when there's a family crisis or a family need of any sort. So we're at least in the industry where people understand and understand that, hey, family balance, it has to happen now, especially moving forward. It's not all, again, where we're always going to be at work. We have to really, it's our insanity. We've got to breathe. We have to have some time to ourselves and to our family. And I believe the industry is going to change moving forward on that as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is an opportunity to change the way we work. Also the office space. And I remember these conversations in Mexico around, no, virtual work doesn't work. In Mexico, people are not able to do that. And here we are. And I think a lot of people have shown their capacity and going above and beyond. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, definitely. Well, today, is a big day for women across the globe in the hospitality industry. And I know that, with your, experience and background, I'm sure people would like to know, especially from the destination of Mexico, what is some of the things that now that you wished you'd known before, that can probably help women in our industry that's thinking about coming into it, or they're new to it? I mean, they would love to look up to someone as experienced as you are. And so was there anything that you wished you'd known back in the day that you know now?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I would recommend that anybody who is starting their career in the hospitality industry, my advice is to find a mentor, to be yourself and to be authentic, and to not waste energy, because this is a fact. When we get into these positions, basically surrounded by men, we spend a lot of energy trying to prove how good we are. And I would not do that again, because that's super time consuming. I just do it. And since it's authentic, and people will notice. And if they don't notice, it's their problem and not yours. But again, be authentic and really speak up when there's something that you don't really like. Because sometimes we're shy on raising our hands at the right time. That'll be my advice.
Yeah, that is really, really good advice. And you hit a chord there when you talked about mentorship. It seems like that's been the theme throughout our interviews today, that if you get a mentor, it will help elevate you. It'll help accelerate you, because there are women in the industry that do have the answers, that do have the experience and have been there, done that, like you. And so mentorship, I think would be a great idea for anyone to gravitate. And yet, when you're experienced like you are, who do you look to as a mentor?
Well, I have mentors that are both women and men. I think you need to look for people that have the experience, people that you trust, and that you have the connection, because it needs to be very authentic, and they need to be able to tell you the truth and that you receive it in a good way. Because if that you don't have that bond, it doesn't work. Right. Somebody that brings you back to earth and say like, hey, hold your horses. You're going too fast. I understand you can be frustrated, but in this segment, you need to be careful with ABC. Or no, you're being too shy. Why don't you do this? And having this different perspective and working on your bias, right?
Right. Totally agree with you on that. That makes a lot of sense. And I think that mentorship is, again, like you said, male or female, needs to take place. You need that different perspective. You need to find out, from other things, because there's so many people that say, okay, I'll figure it out myself. And I think women are the worst at it, because women don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to feel needy. They don't want to pester, in other words, and they're not. They don't have to be that, that way. I think women need to be a lot bolder, more, direct, and hit it on straight away, and not worry about it. Even one episode we talked about, hey, it's okay to be a bitch.
But we in at least in countries like Mexico, we grow thinking that if you're that, nobody will love you, or everybody's gonna hate you. It's like, that's not going to happen.
No, not at all, especially when they know you. And if they don't, then hey, at least they know that you're serious and you're passionate and you're talented and you're ready to get to work and get whatever it is that you need to get done. So hey, have an attitude. It's okay. In my book, definitely. So with knowing that, and knowing how, especially when we get back to recovery, we're going to have this meeting and event revenge. I mean, things are just going to come at us. People are going to be so, people are wanting to get outside right now. And I just see that things are really going to pick up, and it's going to be back to the stress level again, which I think women are afraid of dealing with. So how do you cope with, for you, not your kids or work, but for you, what do you do to cope all the craziness? I know we talked to someone earlier, they read books to just kind of escape. And there's somebody that takes yoga. Is there anything that you do special for yourself?
Yeah, I do bar. Have you heard of bar, body bar? Or it's like a mix of ballet with Pilates, and it's really good. It's very energizing, but you need to be concentrated in your class, nothing else. So I do that, and I read book. I love to read books, so I have that, and I also meditate. So I wake up early and I put my mind in blank, like trying to look at things into perspective. I think those three things help me stay okay and do not lose my act. You need your space, and recharge.
And how you read books and have kids and a career, you're putting me to shame, because I don't know how you find all that time. But
when I put them into sleep.
Exactly. That you kind of have to schedule it all, right? So we have a viewer that's asking, what kind of books do you read?
I love historic novel.
Okay.
I am super passionate of that, but I also like to read some business oriented books like Malcolm Gladwell or yeah, it depends on the time. I just finished the Gift
Oh,
or from Eddie, the survivor of the world
yeah.
war. So things like
That
that
ought to be
sometimes just
interesting.
super
Oh,
interesting.
oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's very
yeah,
yeah, it put things in perspective. I think
yeah.
that helps me also. Like, oh my God, we're suffering, and these guys were really struggling in the
Yeah,
past.
yeah, absolutely. And I would imagine you have some favorite movies out there that you like to watch once in a while. I know one of mine is Slumdog Millionaire. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, but I have to admit that to your point, I don't have time for everything. So when comes to movies, it's the kids, right? They
yeah,
win.
yeah,
So we just
yeah.
watched the Cruella, fantastic movie, Cruella, the new version of Cruella de Vil, and yeah, kid stuff. It's not, unfortunately, that's not that funny, but I have to balance.
Well, I did read that you had Slumdog Millionaire on your list, so I'm just like
Yeah,
pulling that out there for you. But yeah, you're
yeah,
right. A lot of times it is about keeping those kids interested, and today with all that animation and everything, hey, it's twirling the creativity in their minds. So
yeah.
why not? And I think we've had plenty of Netflix movies this
No,
this year.
the offer is amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's absolutely amazing.
it's
Yeah,
crazy. It's crazy. It'll fill our days up really, really fast if we want to let it do that to us. But yeah, the opportunity for people, especially the meeting and event professionals that are watching right now, to come to the great destination of Mexico, I would imagine is going to be bigger and better than ever, right?
yeah. Yeah, we're growing, and we're definitely eager to wait for that moment to happen. I think we'll have to wait a little bit and be patient because it's going to be a slow recovery. But I agree with you. I think once we're able to meet again, the industry is going to be stronger than ever, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah. Yep,
yeah.
definitely. So everybody that's watching right now, keep your eye here and keep in touch with Anna because Mexico is a great destination, and I tell you, there's going to be a lot of new things. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of new construction going on to help our industry grow bigger and bigger, as she said. So, in order to close out today's show, what does this new launch of the International Hospitality Women's Day means to Anna?
Yeah, it means a day to celebrate, and I'm super honored to be part of this celebration. But I think it's also a space for us to remember that yes, we have done a lot as women in the industry, but we still need to do a lot, and don't forget about that. And yeah, go to your community or to your industry associations, advocate for that. And I'll be happy to support anybody that is watching us. But yeah, I think this is an excellent opportunity to showcase what's going on in the world. I think we have
Sure.
fantastic examples of people like yourself. You've done an amazing job with an extraordinary career, and I always love to watch your show and all the tips you have for us. So, but
That's
it's
great.
true. It's true. There's something to learn every single day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. That was really, really inspiring because we definitely, like you said, we have a long way to go, baby. And why not? That's how we learn and grow. So we never want to quit. We never want to stop. We want to keep moving forward. And what better way, like you said earlier in the show, doing it together. And if anybody wants to connect with Anna, by all means, here is her information, her email and website. And Anna, is there any other way that people can connect with you?
Yeah, you can find me also in my LinkedIn. It's at Ana Paula Hernández. And also you have there my email, and happy to connect with you.
Yeah, why not? And I'm so excited to have the opportunity to see you in person eventually. As big as our industry is, it's small. So we're going to run into each other sooner or later. And I want you to give Hernando definitely a hug and a kiss for me when you see him again.
Absolutely.
Because again, as big as our industry is, it's small, and that's what it's all about. It's all about the relationships, and we can do this now that we're on a global stance. So we want to thank you so much from HTL fans to all the way to Mexico. Thank you so much for representing the great country of Mexico on HTL today.
No, thanks to you. Thanks, everybody.
You're welcome. Well, there you go. Was that an amazing episode or what? I mean, isn't she beautiful? She's brilliant, talented, skilled, and of course, a big, huge advocate to the industry. And we cannot thank Ana for being here with us today to give us a little bit of a glimpse of what is going on in the country of Mexico for hospitality women. And again, if you would love to see this episode again, there will be a replay. So all you have to do is go to our social media platforms and take a look and even share it with your colleague, your friend, or your family, because she brought in some really good golden nuggets that I think not only hospitality women, but women across the globe should hear about from her as well. And I totally admire her. How she handles family and work is just amazing to me. So thank you so much for joining us here. We really had a great time today, and we know that you are here to support these professionals advance themselves to be effective leaders in all different types of levels. And we are just so grateful that you were able to support it. And so until then, we definitely want to see you again. And I've got the closing remarks coming up. And boy, thank you so much again for being here. We definitely want to hear from you anytime, any questions at hello@Hospitality Today Live. So until next year, we definitely want to continue this. So get it out there that, hey, international hospitality women is definitely something that is not going away. And we definitely want to support it along the way as well. So thank you so much for being with us here today. And next up again is the closing comments. Stay tuned.